Belsay Hall and Gardens is one of England's most striking historic estates, a blend of classical architecture, romantic gardens and ancient ruins set in the rural landscape of Belsay, Northumberland. It is managed today as a major heritage attraction by English Heritage and offers visitors a rich experience of history, landscape and art. The story of Belsay begins long before the elegant house was built. Belsay Castle, whose ruined remains stand near the hall, dates from the late 14th century. This medieval palais tower and associated domestic buildings reflect the fortified homes typical of the Anglo-Scottish border region. The focal point of the estate is Belsay Hall. Built between 1810 and 1817 for Sir Charles Monk, a member of the long-established Middleton family, who had lived on the estate since the 13th century. Monk designed the hall himself, inspired by classical Greek architecture he saw on honeymoon, notably using Doric columns and strict proportions that make it one of the earliest Greek Revival country houses in Britain. Its rectangular form sits on a stylobate, resembling a classical temple. The estate park and gardens were developed around this classical concept, integrating formal terraces, lakes, woodland, ponds and dramatic quarry gardens, based on picturesque landscape theory. Sir Arthur Middleton, Sir Charles's descendant, expanded and enriched the gardens in the Victorian era, adding the winter garden, yew garden and plantings of rhododendrons and exotic species. The estate was requisitioned by the Army between 1939 and 1945, and by the 1960s, the family had moved out of the hall. In 1984, the hall, castle and gardens were taken into the care of English Heritage, beginning restoration, conservation and public access. Belsay Hall is unfurnished and presented largely in a state of benign decay, meaning its interior rooms are empty but architecturally visible, creating a unique atmosphere and space for art installations and exhibitions in summer months. A major conservation project completed in 2023 replaced the hall's original roof and addressed long-standing damp issues, safeguarding the structure and allowing improved visitor facilities. The nearby Belsay Castle ruins are accessible via garden paths. The medieval tower provides a vivid contrast to the classical hall and tells the older story of the site. The estate's parkland and gardens are extensive, roughly 30 to 40 acres explored by visitors, and are regarded as a Grade 1 registered historic landscape. The quarry garden, once the source of stone for building the hall, is especially spectacular, a sunken, sheltered ravine planted with exotic plants and ferns that thrive in its microclimate. Formal terraces descend from the hall and feature herbaceous borders, magnolias, a rhododendron garden, a yew garden and croquet lawn, restored according to historic planting records. Seasonal highlights include snowdrop displays in late winter to early spring, a tradition dating back to the 18th century. Today, the site offers accessible paths, seating, trails, play areas and family-friendly interpretation, along with a cafe and shop. Wheelchair access is available in key areas, and the gardens provide a mix of gentle walks and more dramatic exploration.